In this video, we'll see about how we can validate user input in a Screenflow. So here I'm going to create a new Screenflow. Search for flows in setup box, click on flows, select new flow, select Screenflow, click on next, select auto layout. So here I'm going to add a new screen element. I'll just name this as personal info screen, and inside the screen I'm going to add a text component and just name this as ID number, so where user can enter ID number, and I'll just mark this as required and just click on done. So now I just want to validate the user input. That means, so the ID number length should be 10. The ID number length should be only 10 digits. So if it's more than 10 or less than 10, I just want to throw a validation error message saying the limit for the ID number length should be 10. So for that, if I go to official documentation, you can see how we can validate user input on flow screens. So you can see in the notes section, we have to write a formula here. So just click on this component, and on the right hand side you can see a section called as validate input. So if I expand this, you can see here we need to enter our error message, and here we need to provide our formula. So let's see what are the conditions to write a formula. So you can see the formula expression must return a boolean value. It should return either true or false. If the formula expression evaluates to true, the input is valid. If the formula condition is satisfied, that means the input is valid. But if the formula condition is not satisfied, then it will throw me an error. So for example, here I'm going to write a formula: if length of ID number is equal to 10, that means if this condition is satisfied, that means this will be true, then it will not throw the error message. But if this condition is not satisfied, the result will be false and a validation error message is shown. So the validation what I will add is ID number should be 10 digits, and just click on done. Just save your flow. I'll just name this as user input validate and just click on save. Just activate your flow, click on debug. Now I'll just give a dummy ID number which has only 4 digits or 5 digits, and just click on finish. So you can see an error message stating ID number should be 10 digits. So if I give exact 10 digits, now it has exact 10 digits, so it will not throw me any error here. So you can see here it successfully passed. And if I give any other thing, you can see an error message stating ID number should be 10 digits. And if the user leaves the field blank and the field is not required, the flow does not validate. So whenever you are trying to add any validation rule inside the flow, you need to make sure that the field should be required.